Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican Queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is How I See It Live. Good morning, happy Monday. And we're going to say happy Monday. I know after, a weekend of probably not even resting, when Monday comes around, we're like, oh, it's Monday. But I try to psych myself up. I try to say, oh my God, it's Monday. Yay. I'm going to have a great day. The day's not going to drag. I'm going to be in and out of work. I try to tell myself that because if I don't, I'm going to have a horrible Monday. But y'all, this is How I See It Live. Please remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like my content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. Yeah. Tell me why I have to be gathering people over there on the old networks YouTube channel. See, because I try to stay away from leaving comments. I have stayed away from being over there on Twitter. I have stayed away from the Love and Marriage Huntsville hashtag on Twitter because I don't know if this is like my ADHD. I don't know what it is, but I get hyper focused on things. And it's not on purpose. I don't know if anybody, watching understands what I'm saying, but I can get hyper focused on stuff, especially when it comes to a topic that I am interested in. Like there was a point in time that I was very interested in, like, hyper focused on like conspiracy theories. There was a point in time where I was very focused on, the topic of being Afrocentric. And then when it comes to reality TV, there was a point in time that I was very hyper focused on season 5 of Real Housewives of Potomac. And maybe it's also the debater in me. I was a national debater in Jamaica. I went to the national finals with my high school. And the national finals just means like not the finale, but after winning the finals in my parish, because that's what they call it in Jamaica, not cities, but my parish, or not a state, but a parish, whatever. After my high school won the debate finals in my parish, then my school moved on to represent my parish in the national finals. So it's probably the debater in me. I like to have the last word. And if I feel like I'm right and you are talking some BS, then I don't know. I just want to get you over to my side. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not even ADHD. Maybe it's just that I'm a debater. And if you put me in a position where I have to fight for my point, I'm going to do it. So, y'all, people are really out here trying to rewrite history. People are out here really trying to act like Melody Cherie had no parts in why or how Love and Marriage Huntsville came about. People want to say Melody is going to be like Nene Leakes and she's going to be like Mariah. Well, if Melody ends up being like Mariah, meaning that for whatever reason she gets, kicked off her show, Mariah still has her creator credits, still has her executive producer credit that she's still getting paid for. So she is not a cast member on Married to Medicine, but she is still getting a check. and is probably still getting paid more than the cast members on that show. Mariah is still out here very much a businesswoman. So, okay, let's say Melody ends up like Mariah and is off the show as a cast member. Then, okay, she's still going to be getting paid as the executive producer of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because some of these people say, oh, it's a vanity title. Well, guess what? That vanity title had still put her in a position where when these people were still working out their contracts for this season, they had to call Melody up and say, hey, this is what's happening with contracts. Do you have anybody that we can, cast for the show? And she was out here trying to find people. So if she's not the head, I don't call it Melody a B word, but if she's not the HBIC in charge, then why would they need to call her to get her help to help them cast the show when certain people's contracts weren't ready? If she is not the head, she is not the top of the pyramid, then why did Carlos come to Huntsville and he only did a live podcast show with Melody as the headliner? Why didn't he invite the rest of the women on the cast in the same way that he had a whole panel for Love and Marriage DC? He didn't even find those women over there on Love and Marriage DC worthy enough for it to be a one-on-one group discussion. Well, not a group discussion, a one-on-one discussion. He could have had Irina by herself, could have had Ashley by herself, because in my opinion, they are the top two on that cast. Obviously, Winter wasn't going to be there, so hey, can't add her to the mix. And if all these women on Love and Marriage Huntsville have such star powers, then why didn't Carlos say, hey, I'm coming to Huntsville and my special guest is going to be Letitia Scott? Hey, Raindrops, I'm coming to Huntsville and my special guest is going to be Kimmy Scott. Buy your tickets. It's going to be a great time. Because Carlos knows they are not the HBICs. That is why he made sure that as he was about to kick off the live version to the Reality with the King podcast, he made sure that he had a heavy hitter. He could have started his podcast anywhere else. He could have started in Atlanta, where he lives, where you have all those reality TV girlies down there. You got Nene Leakes. You got Kenya. You got, well, is he cool with Portia? Because Portia has not been on his podcast yet. But you got Portia. Is he still cool with Phaedra? I don't even know. He has Mariah. He had Dr. Heavenly. All the girls over there from Love and Hip Hop. So if Melody isn't the star that she is, if Melody is not the queen that she is, if Melody is not the HBIC, then why didn't Carlos say, my first stop for my reality TV, my reality with the King podcast is going to be Atlanta. And I'm going to have all the Atlanta girlies come out. What? Nene Leaks can sell tickets. Dr. Heavenly can sell tickets. Tamar can sell tickets. Does Tamar live in Atlanta? Kenya couldn't sell tickets. You had to hop on a plane and book a hotel room for your first live stop. No, it's because Carlos knows the power that melody wields, because he also knows the power of the mellometers. And he said, if I do this live podcast and my first guest is Melody, then I know I'm going to make some money. Because her fans actually support Ish. Because you got some people, they have a fan base, and if they put out music, ain't nobody listening. They put out a clothing line. Shout out to Sheree Whitfield. She by Sheree, that's not selling nothing. But you got some people who they put out a clothing line and ain't nobody buying. You got people doing Big D energy sprays and nobody's buying. But he knew that if there's one thing the Mellometers are going to do, is they're going to support their girl. Because as much as she has poured into her fan base through telling her story, through motivating, through giving back, the Mellometers have equally poured into her. And Carlos knows this. Which is why, as a money grab, in my opinion, he said, no brainer. Because I want my first one to be a success. I want my first live show to be a success. It would only be fitting for me to use Melody Cherie and her fan base, because they're going to make sure that the show is sold out. And you know what? Before the week ended, after they promoted the live on Instagram, I think they did an Instagram live, Carlos and Melody, within hours, the tickets were sold out. By the end of the week, they were adding additional seats because the seats were sold out. I don't think that place in Huntsville ever had so many people up in there. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying. And I don't think any of the other venues that Carlos went to, I don't think that any of them were as packed as the one in Huntsville. Because guess what? You can say that an event is sold out if you only had 50 tickets and 50 people bought them. Okay, fine. It's sold out. But did you add more tickets because it was just in such great demand? No, you didn't. Because if the venue, the capacity is 200 people, but you were like, on the safe side, I'm going to only do 50 tickets. And if more people want tickets, then I'll add more seats. Then that's what you do as you're planning an event like that. So for the event in Huntsville, they had only like 100 tickets at first. And then that was sold out. And more people still wanted to attend. So they added another couple of tickets, another couple of seats. See, that's the difference. And it's the Melody Cherie effect. Now, somebody is going to reply to my comment over there on the O Network's YouTube and say, oh, Melody Cherie is two-faced and she is show off. And I'm like, okay, fine, let me entertain you. It's Sunday. I'm laying up in my bed. I ain't got nothing to do. My clothes are washed. My baby's stuff are ready for school the next day. It's my relaxation time. And my relaxation time is for scrolling, binge watching, listening to an audiobook. And so I can multitask. So fine, let me entertain your comments. Please tell me how Melody Cherie is two-faced. Crickets. Crickets. Please tell me how she is, tell me how she is, a person that shows off and thinks that she's better than people. Please tell me how. Crickets. Why are you so quiet now? Why are you so quiet? Because I need facts. Because if you can show me facts and I can't rebut what you're presenting, then that's one thing. But if you're just gonna say some ish out the side of your neck, then I'm gonna have a rebuttal every single time. Like the young lady over there on Owen's YouTube who said, "Oh, she's so happy that Destiny called Melody out because Melody is such a liar, and she's so happy that that production rolled the tapes back to show that Melody was an advocate for respectful cheating." And I'm like, go watch that entire season. And guess what? You don't even have to watch the entire season. Go watch the entire conversation that happened at the table. Because there's no way that what you gathered from that conversation is that Melody was advocating for respectful cheating. What she was doing at the table was explaining from her perspective what she was being told respectful cheating is. When Kimmy said, "What? Respectful cheating?" Melody said, "Yeah, that's what I'm learning, that there is a respectful way to cheat." That's actually what she said in the scene. She said, "That's what I am learning." And then she went on to describe what respectful cheating was or is based on whoever it is that was telling Melody that there's a respectful way to cheat, most likely Martell. Maybe it was Nell Fletcher. I don't know. But everything is within context. And when you take the context out of a conversation, then it sounds like, yeah, Melody was definitely advocating for respectful cheating. But when you add the context back into the conversation and you look at the conversation as a whole, then you realize, no, that's not what she was doing in that conversation. And for Destiny, somebody who wasn't even around in season one, to want to resurrect that conversation that she wasn't even at the table for, it's quite telling. Like, girl, you had to go all the way back to season one to do some research. But you're saying that you were a shoulder that Melody was crying on. So while she was crying on your shoulder, was she telling you that, "Oh my God, I wish that they would cheat more respectfully. That's what I want"? Was that what Melody was telling you? Because if that's not what she was telling you, then you know good and darn well that lady was not a proponent for respectful cheating. Melody even said one of the reasons why she divorced Martell was that he was sitting in the house telling her she needed to go talk to the old folks. Go talk to some elders so they can get her straight. And when she told him, nah, you need to go talk to the elders, he said to her, I did. And they said, I shouldn't cheat with anybody who got something, who don't got anything to lose, and make them sign a paper. And it clicked for her that he wasn't trying to do better. He was trying to figure out ways to cheat without getting caught. An advocate. See, people want to forget that. I guess Destiny didn't go back to that clip from that reunion where Melody said that. See, this is why when I'm going through stuff, y'all, I don't care how close of a friend we are, you're not going to be in my business. Because when my day comes, you go misrepresent my words and put ish out there that's not true. And then because people know that you and I were cool, they're going to be so inclined to believe your version of the story. And it's worse when you have a good amount of haters that are consistently are multiplying, child. Then they're always going to want to run with the lie because it's easier to run with a lie. It's easy to erase common sense. Even Tisha at the table was like, she was trying to teach this girl how to cheat with her own husband. Tisha was shocked. Everybody at the table was shocked, child. So it says something where even the person who brought you on the trip to be messy, even she was like, girl, now you know that's some BS that you're talking. Ain't no way. If even she had that reaction, then you know you are saying some ish that don't make sense. Let's stop. All mellow haters, let's stop trying to rewrite history. Melody is the source when it comes to that group. If she didn't have a vision to be on TV, y'all wouldn't know any of these people. For real, for real. Wanda wouldn't have a platform to be spewing so much negativity and so much hate towards a woman that she's saying, oh, I don't dislike Melody, but child, you could have fooled me. You could have fooled me. Stormi, okay, let's say Stormi would have still been the Canvas Beauty brand CEO. Maybe she'd have still been moving in the same way that she's moving now with her TikTok deals and making that history on TikTok. Okay, fine. But truth be told, I wouldn't have been checking for Stormi either if she didn't come on this show. I didn't know a Stormi Steele until Love and Marriage Huntsville. And there may have been people who knew her as the face of Canvas Beauty, but I didn't even know of a Canvas Beauty until Stormi got on the show. And then that's when you ever know, like, notice that when you buy a new car, before you buy a new car, right? You never notice a particular model of a vehicle or a particular brand. But as soon as you buy that new car, all of a sudden, all you can see is the same model of the Lexus that you bought or the same model of a Corolla that you bought. That's happened so many times. My husband buys a car and now all I'm seeing is the same make and model. Like, wait a minute. A couple months ago, I never noticed. And it was the same thing for Stormi and Canvas Beauty. I never noticed Canvas Beauty on any shelves anywhere. Never saw an ad. Never saw this woman's face. But when she got on Love and Marriage Huntsman and people started to talk more about her products and, what she does for a living, then all of a sudden, here comes down my timeline, Canvas Beauty sponsored ads. I was like, oh, interesting. And I would hit a like because at that point in time, she was showing her true colors. But the minute she started to be exposed for knowing Ariane, the second it started to be exposed that her mama was in group chats just talking nasty about Melody and nasty about Melody's children. And then for that lady to sit and lie that she never talks about them kids, she said, this is what Stormi's mama said in a group chat over there on Facebook, that um basically that one of Melody's kids don't have any hair on their head. So, why is Melody doing hair care products? Something to that effect. I can go back and find the screenshot. Or do y'all want better? Repost the video from that content creator who exposed those screenshots from that Facebook group. That's what I'll do later. Just saying grimy stuff. And it's almost as if these people don't understand, or maybe she's just too old to understand, that once you put it on the internet and people know that you are a public person, a celebrity or whatever, it's going to get a screen grab. So even if you go back and you delete it, guess what? Somebody already has it. A lot of them feel like they are under a covering because they are in private Facebook groups where you have to join and be let in. But truth be told, anybody can create a fake account and go be a part of a group and sit there in the bushes watching y'all say and like and comment a nasty mess. I could do that if I want to, but I ain't got time. Hi, Glam Rocks. Glam, are you back? Are you going live this morning, girl? Because I can't wait to hear you read down. I can't wait to hear Toot, Toot read down, child, because it's a mess. The people are mad because some of us that have the facts are letting them know that it is Melody's show. Oh, no, it's Carlos King's show. He's the one that created it. Carlos has told the story how many times now of how he met Melody and Martell, how they paid the $500 for a consultation to pitch a TV show with him right after he left Real Housewives of Atlanta. And it took 5 years for him to circle back and say, hey, I'm ready to do this show with y'all. Do y'all have any friends? Because we can probably sell the show faster if it's an ensemble cast. And Melody called up the people who she had already intended on doing the show with, because when she was out of her own pocket, out of Melody's own pockets, when she was filming her own little green screens and Tisha and Marsau didn't take it seriously and they were on vacation while Melody was calling them like, hey, I have a green screen scheduled for us to do because we're trying to get this reality TV show for our group off the ground. They were like, girl, whatever. Kimmy and Maurice did an interview saying that shit. That nobody took Melody seriously. Nobody cared about being on reality TV. But when push came to shove, Melody still was gracious enough to put their names in a hat and say, why don't you call these people? I feel like they'd be good. And we all have a history. She didn't have to include the Scots at all. There's so many people in Huntsville that Melody knows, so many people that Melody has a relationship with in Huntsville that she could have called and say, hey, we have a TV show picked up for the OWN network. Do y'all want to be a part of it? She didn't have to include the Scots at all, but she was gracious enough to do so. That is the history of how Love and Marriage Huntsville came about. And truth be told, good morning, Diamond Diva, and good morning, Lady Pooh 48. Truth be told, if Melody had stood firm when they were shooting the pilot in 27, in was it end of 2017, early 2018, thereabout? I think it was 2018 when they were shooting the pilot, and she found out because Melody said she found out in 2017 that Martha was cheating, and she left. So for all the people who are like, oh, she left because of the show. No, 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 no. Let me put my anonymous T nose on. No, 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 no. She left that man before a TV show. She was out of there, got her own apartment. And for a few months, her and the kids were living their best life. And he said, baby, come back. I am sorry. I'm not going to cheat anymore. We got kids. We got businesses. Let's not break up the family. I'm going to do right. I'm going to do right. And she loved that man. And she had 2 kids with him. And they had businesses. So she said, okay, you promise. This is the first time that I'm learning that you're cheating on me. I don't feel like you've ever cheated on me another time. So if this is your first strike, fine. I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to come back home. We're going to work through this. We're going to get counseling. We're going to do the work. That was 2017. The same year, Tisha said in that scene where they were doing the spa at Melody's house, Tisha said, what memories do we have from 2017, Mel? You guys don't have any memories from 2017 because the then Holtz were going through stuff. They had to isolate. They had to step away from y'all's friendships. They had to keep y'all out of their business. Sure, she would talk to y'all here and there, but y'all weren't hanging out like y'all used to, and that pissed Tisha off. So she would go around town and talk about how bad of a person Melody was because they weren't hanging out as much anymore. And this is not allegedly, these are things that were said on season 1 of the show. Melody said to Kimmy, I stepped away from the friendship and she's going all around town talking about me. That's what Melody said to Kimmy in regards to Tisha. That's what was said. So 2017, Mel had already left that man, but he promised to do right. And so she went back home. And that's when Carlos King called and said, the show has been picked up. Yay! We're doing it. Y'all paid your $500 consultation fee to get a TV show, and we are getting it. Let's do it. And it's with the OWN network. Now, who are these friends you said you had? And Melody explained the relationship with all these people. Stepping away from them didn't mean that she didn't still have respect for them. It had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with what she was going through, which is why she could have still put their names in a room with these producers that were about to come to Huntsville to film this TV show. And then boom, day one of filming, Melody finds out that Martell didn't stop talking to that girl, that he was still cheating on her. And Carlos said, and Melody said, I'm not doing this show. I'm sorry. I don't want my life to be out there like that. I don't want this kind of attention. So people who like to say Melody loves attention, da 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 da, y'all forget the part where Carlos said this lady didn't even want to do the show anymore when she found out that man was still talking to that girl. She was done. There wasn't going to be a love and marriage Huntsville. But Carlos said, girl, this is Oprah Winfrey, child. When are you ever going to get this opportunity ever again? I promise you, I'm going to hold your hand through it. I got you. Tell your story, spill your own tea, and maybe for the first time, if we see a couple on reality TV telling the truth about the ups and the downs in their marriage, that would be a whole new thing. And maybe you can help a few people. And Martel convinced her that it's not that he was cheating, it was just that the girl just called him out of nowhere. Shoot, that was convenient. I think if Melody was really thinking about it, she would have realized that, wait a minute, this girl knows that we are filming a whole TV show, because how comes all of a sudden on our first day of filming, she so happened to call you? Sometimes you're just so blinded by love, child. The dots don't connect until you're out of the situation and you start to realize, like, dang, oh, so that's oh, now I see. What do they call them? Rose-colored glasses. Hi, Cheryl. Rhodes, good morning. And she stayed with him after that for what, 2 more years? 2 more years after that she stayed, and she was done. She stayed. She got all her ducks in a row. Probably had a few conversations with the side chick. So what? I know plenty of women who have done that. Child, I even got dragged in a situation where I had to do that one time. And it wasn't me being on the phone trying to be this girl's friend. It was that, if you're going to text me some dumb ish, let me call you. Let me really see what's going on. Because this man's telling me one thing and I'm over here believing it. Let me see what your side is, so I can put two and two together for myself and make a decision. So let's have the conversation. Since you want to text me so bad, let me call you up. Let's have the conversation. Oh, that's what he told you? Oh, that's what was going on that day when he told me that was actually going on? Oh, got you. And now when all the tea is clocked and I can't gaslight myself anymore, because you do that too sometimes, ladies. Good morning, Miss Cece. Virtual hugs. Sometimes as women, we gaslight ourselves into staying in situations that we don't even need to be staying in, like for real, for real. We say, nah, I'm probably crazy. I'm probably the one reading too much into things. And we sit and we see the signs and we say, nah, it's something else. But child, when you have that one conversation and everything is put and everything is made clear, The dots that weren't connecting based on stories that he was telling you, it's now connected based on whatever the side chick had to say. Then you're like, oh, okay, gotcha. Let's stop pretending like a lot of women don't do this. So when Destiny's like, oh, she knew he was cheating, they, ended things, she took him back. uh, That's not what happened. She left him one time in 2017 and went back to her marriage for 2 more years, and then she left. The way these people on the show like to tell Melody's story for her when the truth is out there, and then you got the mellow haters who want to run with the narratives that the cast members on the show like to put out there, and they know that these people don't like Melody. Like, I could respect a content creator who says, you know what, I don't like Melody, but I'm not going to speak from the perspective of what her cast members are saying. I'm going to give my opinion based on the ish that Melody's out here doing. But they can't do that. They run with the stories that the cast is giving. And they're like, these are the people that know her. We don't know her. And if the people that know her are saying this, then it must be true. Nah, they hate her. So they're going to lie on her. Now, real quick, because I got to go. Hi, Creole Girl. Good morning. I got to go, though. Let me say this. It's quite funny how Destiny has this strong resentment towards Mel, but she still wants to be very much attached to Melody, right? Point one. Melody disclosed on her TikTok on Saturday night, how her DJ that Destiny knew through Mel had to call Melody up like, this girl ain't paid me. And this was after Melody and Destiny fell out. And Melody still paid that bill. Now, of all the DJs in Huntsville, because child, I did a quick Google Smoogle and I put in DJs, popular DJs in Huntsville, and a whole bunch of them came up. She didn't have to call the dude that she knows is Melody's DJ. She could have gone out and found her own DJ. But she still wants to be attached to Melody. And probably it's because she feels like these people don't have any loyalty to Melody. She feels like if she can get them in her circle, they're going to spill some tea she can hold on to for Mad Day. But thank God Melody's team is solid, that even if they go over there working with Destiny, they ain't saying ish about Melody to her. Point two, when you type in black chemist, or black female chemist in the US, Google pops up a whole bunch of them. A whole bunch of them. But for some reason, Destiny had to call up Abia, wanting Abia to work with her. Again, because Destiny ain't got no loyalty to Melody, she feels like that's how everybody else moves. Now, granted, Abia is running a business. She can work with whoever she wants to work with. But also, because Abia has good business ethics, she also understands that she can't have another client who is so close in proximity to her other client. And so she's like, yeah, I don't want the mess, so it's a no for me. Girl, why are you calling Abia? You know good and darn well Melody been working with that lady since we met Melody season 1 of Love and Marriage Huntsville, when she was talking about Embrace. We saw Abia season 2 at the Embrace launch. So you know that that's Melody's chemist. Why are you calling her up? Why do you want to be attached to Melody in every single way? You had to remain attached to Stormi, even though y'all were about to hit each other with chairs and ish. You still attached to Martell when you and Martell weren't even friends like that. Like, let's be for real. Still want to be attached to her children. Why you got countless videos in your phone of Melody's children? That's weird. You not their auntie. You're not their cousin. You are daddy's friend. And you and their mama are not cool like that. Why are you admitting that you got countless amount of videos of the Eminem kids in your phone? And funny story, Destiny, I clocked your lie on Saturday night's episode where you said that you have all these videos of the Eminem kids and Ariana on your phone. But guess what? You've never posted any of those videos and pictures. But it was quite convenient that January, right before you started filming for Love and Marriage Huntsville, you posted that little messy ass video of Mel's kids. And then you made sure you went all around and panned the phone to Ariana. And then you're going to talk about how she just happened to be in the video. No, you made sure the camera went on her because you could have stopped at Martell. You could have stopped at Martell. You went from the kids all the way to Martell and then boom on Ariane. Make it make sense. Why you never posted them kids and you haven't posted those kids since. Even when you and Melody were friends, I already told y'all that she never posted them children. But quite conveniently, in January, right before she started, while she was working on her contract, getting ready to start filming, she so happened to post that video. And y'all feel like Destiny clocked Melody in that scene. The Mellow haters feel that way. No, this girl wants to be connected to Melody. She loves Melody to the point of hate, child. She hates how much she loves Melody. That's what the problem is. She hates how much she loves Melody. Remember, Dawn also shared that Destiny wanted her to be her manager. And this was after Melody and Destiny fell out. And Melody was like, no, I don't feel okay with that. I mean, that's what I would have said. I'm hopeful that's what Melody said. I don't know. But Dawn did share that Destiny wanted to work with her. Why you want to be, there's so many managers out here. Why you want to be attached to all of Melody's people? Why? You just like this woman so much, but you still want to be attached to her. You can't go out there and find your own team. It's that hard. But that's all I wanted to say, y'all. Because she is, you're right, Cece, she is one of Martell's flying monkeys. You saw the look on her face when Melody said, oh, you got that from Martell? She was like, no, I didn't. Lies. But, as I said, Melody is the HBIC. Y'all can't rewrite history. As much as some of these haters want to, they can't rewrite history. If it wasn't for Melody's vision, we would not have a Love and Marriage Huntsville. If she wasn't gracious, a lot of these people would not be on our TV screens. And these are just the facts. And if You are a Mellow hater and you're going to jump into my comments to say Melody is two-faced, Melody is this, Melody is imperfect. Sure, Melody is not perfect. But when we look at the entire storyline as it has unveiled on Love and Marriage Huntsville, the perspective that I agree with the most is Melody's. Point blank, period. And that has nothing to do with perfection. It's all it has to do with is perspective. All right. So thank y'all for listening. Please remember to like this video, share the link to my channel, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Twitter now called X at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. Glam, I hope that you're going live if you are back. And if you are, I'm gonna see you over there. I think you go live at 7:30. I'm hopeful that you're not live right now, Glam. While I'm over here saying you go live at 7:30. But y'all go check out Glam Rox's channel. She goes live usually on Mondays for AM talks at like 7:30, 7:45 thereabout. So yeah, go over there because it's always a good time and the conversation and the panel is always amazing. And then I'm sure Venus is probably gonna go live at like 4 thereabout. So go check out Venus's channel too at around 4 today. So I'll see y'all on these YouTube streets over there at Chef Don Don's, Glam Rocks, Venus. I'll see y'all over there somewhere. All right, y'all have a great Monday. Walk good. Bye.